My name is Esmeralda Hernandez, and my passion project is to learn how to properly bake a chocolate cake. My family has had a long history of baking delicious desserts from generations to generations. Learning about my family history of baking has interested me to learn how to bake. I excel in the areas of cooking, but when it comes to baking, I tend to need the help of my brother. This has encouraged me to improve in my baking skills. Here are the supplies that I needed. Here are the topics that I researched. My goal is to learn about all the ins and outs of baking. My plan is to learn how to properly bake and decorate a chocolate cake without the help of my brother. In week 1, I accomplished learning how to make a chocolate cake. Here are all the pictures that I took in week 1. In week 2, I accomplished learning how to properly use a hand mixer while making a chocolate cake. Here are all the pictures that I took in week 2. In week 3, I accomplished learning how to prevent overmixing chocolate cake batter. Here are all the pictures that I took in week 3. In week 4, I accomplished learning how to use an oven to bake a chocolate cake. Here are all the pictures that I took in week 4. In week 5, I accomplished learning how to know when your chocolate cake is done baking. Here are all the pictures that I took in week 5. In week 6, I accomplished learning how to make homemade chocolate frosting. Here are all the pictures that I took in week 6. In week 7, I accomplished learning how to decorate a chocolate cake. Here are all the pictures that I took in week 7. In week 8, I accomplished learning how to keep a chocolate cake fresh and flavorful. Here are all the pictures that I took in week 8. Here are the end results of my project. The successes that I faced in my project was doing the research for each week of the project and finding baking websites and videos that were relevant to the research that I wanted to complete. An obstacle/challenge that I faced in my project was taking pictures of each process that I took each week because most of my pictures came out blurry. Another obstacle/challenge that I faced in my project was inserting all my research and pictures that I took for each week of the project because PowerPoint was freezing most of the time while I was inserting the research and pictures onto a slide. The most important thing that I learned from the project was realizing how I was more perseverant along with strong than I thought I was. I have never felt like giving up while going through obstacles from the project because I have always viewed the obstacles as challenges that God has given me to see how strong I am while going through difficult times. I was perseverant, had grit, and I was overall strong during the obstacles that I was facing. I have reached my goal of learning about all the ins and outs of baking. I have also accomplished my plan of learning how to properly bake and decorate a chocolate cake without the help of my brother.